What up YouTube, my name is RadiantXela and today I'll be here with a Star Wars Destiny deck profile. Today we'll be taking a look at the Rey Chirrut combo that contains of course Spirit of Rebellion cards, as we are 1 week away from release and Chirrut is a Spirit of Rebellion card. This is a different take on how to aggro mid-range with mono blue heroes, something that hasn't actually been done that much with the Awakenings format. I'm really hoping to see more decks like this as Spirit of Rebellion gets into our system and gets progressively more usable, and more deck tinkerers like myself come out and say let's try these. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what I have in store for you today. Alright, so this is the deck list. First of all, we have Rey as well as Chirrut Imwe, both at Elite. As you can see, Chirrut has a very specific funny die because he only has damage size and a single resource, and he has both kinds of damage available to him, making him an odd character out. What this deck wants to do is build on the fact that he can be both things and sort of scale with that and how to use that in combination with Rey. Rey, who also has a modified side and a discard 2 resources. One of those resources modified. So the ability of Chirrut is that you can play blue abilities on him. So naturally you'll be seeing more weapons in this deck than you will be seeing abilities. After you activate Chirrut, you may reroll all of your dice showing blanks, and this is the important part because it doesn't say all of Chirrut's dice showing blank, it says all of your dice, meaning that you first want to roll out Rey and then you want to roll out Chirrut so that you may reroll anything you didn't want to get in the blank aspect. I'm using the secret facility battlefield from Spirit of Rebellion here. This is resolve up to 3 of your dice showing damage, ranged or melee. Now the thing here is that I want to use that battlefield because Chirrut and Rey have the option to have different damage types, and so does many of the cards in the deck. So in order to not get stuck behind because you need to spend 2 actions resolving, and that could take up a lot of your time, you want to claim and then use the claim action to deal damage with Rey and Chirrut if you have that option. In the late game, of course, this doesn't work, but that is why this is an aggro mid-range deck, because in the late game you'll have so many upgrades in these guys that resolving 3 of your dice actually isn't going to be what you want. You want to resolve maybe 6 instead. Now let's take a look at the deck, ladies and gentlemen. Events first. I'm running 2 guard. Remove 1 of your blue dice showing melee. Remove the same amount of dice as that card had in value. So from natural characters, these 2 can roll 2 on Rey, a +2 on Rey, but that's still a 2, and a 2 on Chirrut, which is also a 2. So just by looking at the characters, you can remove up to 2 dice using guard. This is a very good control card for heavy hitting decks that might need to tone down other heavy hitting decks, and this is where the mid-range comes into play. Running to Trust Your Instincts, obviously, since this card is getting undervalued a lot right now, so I'll explain to you why this is good. This card says spot a blue character to reroll any number of its character and upgrade dice, then you may draw a card. So what this says is discard reroll as always, but it also says you can have a deck size of 28. Now why is this good? This is good because it's the 0 cost event, so you won't have to pay for drawing that card. And the fewer cards you have in deck, the higher your chances of getting your victory conditions. So this is a really amazing card that helps you speed up to a victory condition, not something that we see a lot of in Star Wars Destiny at this point. Now I'm running to Destiny for resource management. It says remove any number of your blue dice and then play a card from your hand for free that costs equal to or less than the value of those dice. So looking at the example dice at the top, if I remove those 4, I could just put down a 4 cost upgrade. That is so insane during the first round of the game. And if I had only rolled out Rey, I could just remove her dice and then put down an upgrade on Chirrut for 2, like Rey's staff. Destiny is really a good card that allows for a lot of both action and resource control. Now putting in 2 overconfidence is spot a blue characters, reroll 2 dice, and then remove the one with the lowest value. You can remove your opponent's dice, but this is essentially why it's good. And it's pretty good against cards like Darth Vader, where you potentially know that he's going to roll high, so you have him reroll that and his force throw. And when that happens, he's going to lose the force throw and Vader might not strike you for free. That's a pretty good win-win situation for you. Using to use the force because you really want, again, you want to control Chirrut's die into maybe the melee because that strikes a lot harder, and also this can mitigate your opponent's dice for you. 2. Force Misdirection is an incredible card with this deck because Chirrut has the option of rolling either ranged or melee. You can use Force Direction and use the Force together to control the dice of any of the current meta decks, which is just so good. You can move the ranged from the Jingle, Weir's, Ballistic thingy, the Han Ray, and then you can remove the melee for card decks like Vader Raider, Obi Mars, Mars Luke, yeah, most of those. So, Force Misdirection is a great card with Chirrut Imwe. Last event is a Decisive Blow. Now this has become a staple to me in any blue deck that has any melee at all, because what it says is resolve one of your melee dice, then remove the all character and upgrade dice from the character that was dealt damage. That is just so great for winning you the mid to late game. Of course it is a free cost event, so you won't be seeing much play in the early game. R2-D2 going into supports is to me a great card because it has a melee, it has a focus, that's good, it has a resource, okay, and it has 2 specials, which means no blanks. That is a pretty good card, but it's again undervalued. The special says resolve one of your dice, increasing its value by 1. Again, something I like. This is basically like Lure of Power for heroes. It modifies any die. I've so far only used this to do more damage, but you could potentially use this to get 2 resources and then just play another card. That's a pretty good move too. With Ray, you can take away 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Such things. It's a pretty good support, and I hope it will see more play. Of course, that's what I'm trying to say. 2 binds off pinks is pretty self-explanatory in mono blue. Exhausted to reduce the cost of a blue upgrade you're about to play by 1. If you have both on the field, you can exhaust both to reduce the cost by 2. Not much else to say there. Now, as Chirrut has 2 modified size and Ray has the same, 2 Awakening is pretty stable with this deck. Exhausted to resolve one of your modified sides as if it wasn't modified. So basically this says poke for 2 or gain a resource on Ray. Not much else to say there. Going into the upgrades, I'm using 2 Ray Staff. I know this is unique, but the good thing here is that it's a 2-cost weapon, which means you can play it on either Ray or Chirrut depending on the situation you want. And the special says remove a die showing damage, which is also pretty decent. Again, this is a mid-range aggro deck. You want to get into the mid-range and then just have the upper hand with this, and Ray Staff certainly helps you do that. Force Heal, I have a single one of these, and it's going to turn into a Vibro Knife once Spirits of Rebellion is released, but it hasn't yet. So, for now, Force Heal is here on Ray to heal damage from any character or spend a resource to heal 2 damage from any character. That's basically it, that's why it's here. It's here to make money or make healing. There's not much else to say about Force Heal. A single Force Throw. Why only 1? It's a free cost upgrade, that's why. And it says blue character only, which doesn't make a difference here, but Chirrut can't equip it. Now, anyone I've played with this deck has been focusing Ray to take away those extra turns you get from her. So a single Force Throw is more than enough, as Ray is probably going to die unless you get the perfect hand that can keep her alive using Force Heal and Force Throwing your opponent, or simply out-controlling their cast while still doing damage. That really hasn't happened a lot for me. Instead, usually Ray dies by around 3, maybe 4 if your opponent is playing a controller deck. And then what happens is that Chirrut kicks everyone down because he will be fully loaded with upgrades, and you will have 1 with the Force backing him up. So yeah, just 1 Force Throw. 2 lightsabers, because it's a weapon. Chirrut can basically wield this into oblivion. It also has redeploy, which is very, very nice, as you can then remove the Force Throw from Ray and put down the lightsaber to redeploy that lightsaber to Chirrut should Chirrut die. Yeah, that's not much else to say there. I just love the regular lightsaber. Okay, Luke's lightsaber, unique weapon. I'm going to need maybe, I think, to get me 1 more of those if I want to continue building on this deck. I will need more testing to see if I want to continue building on it. It has been a successful story so far, but we'll see about it. It's basically like the other lightsaber access. It doesn't have redeploy, and its special can also give 2 shields. It does have a modified +3, which again is great with the Awakening. Force Speed is the best card to come out of Spirit of Rebellion. There, I said it. Take up to 2 additional actions is an insane special, and it has 3 of them. It can land a blank, but with a Chirrut deck that's not a problem. Put this down on Ray, roll Ray. Okay, you got the special. Your opponent gets to take the turn. Can they mitigate? No, then you get 2 extra actions. You just had 4 actions while your opponent had 1, and that's for a 0 cost if upgrade. That is so many levels of broken, directly broken, and this will only get better as we progress further into the game. It's the same thing as with, what's it called, Django, Finn. Those cards, they also keep getting better as we progress further into the game. Finn just got a lot better with the red upgrades that came out. But 4 speed definitely wrecks the blue into the yeah, I can't even describe it, it's just too good. 2, handcrafted light bow. Finally got my hands on these. They're of course fit for Chirrut as they have both ranged and melee sides. But what I really didn't really ever think about is the fact that this has a special that says deal 3 damage to a character. Every other special in the game that has this effect also has a negative effect, like Young Vader from Spirit of Rebellion says, also deal 1 damage to this character. So I thought, okay, deal 3 damage to a character, that is a very good special. Then I read on to see remove all shields from a character and deal 2 damage to that character. What? Against Dooku or Qui-Gon or Han, this is a 5 damage special. This is so insane. And at that moment I just realized I need to find a yellow deck to run with this so I can gunning this special. But until I find a yellow combo that is good with handcrafted light bow as well, for now it'll be here. And it's going to kick ass. This card wins like 9 out of 10 games for me, and I thought this was going to be a bad card when I saw it because it did have the mixed damage. But what I came to realize is that Spirit of Rebellion fixed the whole mixed damage is bad thing because this card is just great. Last 2 cards of the deck is of course 2-1 with the Force. Now this can only be placed on Rey with this deck, which is the only sad part, but the good part is that once Rey is down and this was on her, it becomes a support so you can keep using the dice. It has range so it goes well with Chirrut. It has free focus, which is exactly what you want using this deck. And it just generally performs well. So, thanks a lot for watching this video, YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. What up guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember to like, subscribe and give any comments for further suggestions that you would like to see in my videos. If you liked what you saw here, then make sure you go to my sponsor Kelsoul DK for any of your nerdy card gamey anime kind of needs. That is KEL-SET0R.DK. They ship internationally to every country in the world. And if you enter the coupon code RXYouTube into the commentary field with your purchase, you will get a mystery gift discount for purchasing. Again, thank you so much for watching this. Go there, get your good stuff, and I will see you all next time.